Some of you might remember that 5 years ago today, we saw a helicopter at the Vatican taking Pope Benedict XVI to Castle Gandolfo. He had resigned as Pope after 8 years, and this was his last day as Pope 5 years ago. And I recalled that as I read this gospel in preparing for the homily today. Because Pope Benedict, unlike the disciples in today's gospel, did not cling to authority or power. Rather, he showed how to embody what Jesus is talking about in today's gospel. He resigned because he felt in his heart that it was the best thing for the church at that time. So he did not cling, but showed that he was a servant leader. That the most important thing is Jesus Christ. What we see in today's gospel, though, is so very different from that. It's almost an embarrassing story about the way the disciples conducted themselves. Imagine this mother coming before Jesus and making this request, and it's about glory, not really listening to Jesus. As he says time and time again, my chalice, my cup, is that of suffering. And you must go through that in order to come into glory. And so their focus was not on Jesus, but really on themselves. And during Lent, it's a time for us to take our focus away from ourselves, to become, in the example of Pope Benedict, servant leaders, giving of ourselves to others, not to be served, but to serve. You know, Pope Benedict was the first pope to have a Twitter account. And his last tweet, I think, we should hold in our hearts as we proceed through Lent. He tweeted, "Thank you for your love and support. May you always experience the joy that comes from putting Christ at the center of your lives." So let us, as we proceed through Lent, to put Christ, indeed, at the center of our lives.